Another top 5 in under 3 minutes. So today I'm going to talk about why I love boomer music. Now, the title is mostly humorous, so please don't get offended, anybody, especially if you're a boomer. I mean it in an endearing way. So I'm going to talk about why I love boomer music so much. I'm a younger guy. I'm only 37 years old, and 90% of what I listen to is from like the 60s, 70s, and 80s, basically, and the 90s too. But why do I love this music so much? So at number 5, I have relatability. What do I mean by this? I mean that I had a hard time relating to a lot of contemporary music that was around when I was growing up, and since, to be quite frank with you. And I'm talking about, like, for me, at the time, what was popular were boy bands, Britney Spears, Shakira, and like even the rock bands were like Green Day, Linkin Parks, whatever. Didn't like any of it, couldn't relate to it. I don't know what it was, the sound, the lyrics, I just couldn't do it. But when I heard Dark Side of the Moon, or Led Zeppelin 4, or Queen, or David Bowie for the first time, I was blown away, and it just hit me right away. So that's a big reason for me why I still love this era of music. Number 4 is a weird one. I didn't know how to explain this one. It's the cultural thing, I suppose. I feel like music had more of a cultural impact than it does today, and I think it did, and because it demanded great musicianship, which by great musicianship I mean great songwriting, great recording, great production, all those things. But also there was a mystique about the different bands. There was a richness to the sound. I don't know how to describe it. I think even some of even the poppiest pop back then was really, really well done. And I don't think that's necessarily the case today. For number 3, I have the sound. Oh, especially I feel like the 70s when it really peaked. The sound, it was like they did way more with less. They couldn't just hit a button and they had the sound they wanted. They had to organically make these sounds. They had to bring in the instruments. They had to layer tracks. They had to do so many things, and they had to do it on tape, not digitally. It was much more difficult then. And the sound was so rich. The vinyl sounds rich. I don't know. It's just, there's something to the sound of those records that were just amazing. And going into that is the album format. There was so much more of a emphasis on the album format, whether it was live albums, concept albums, the amazing artwork on albums. I mean, I love that. Way less emphasized today, and it was a whole thing then. And lastly, this is the more personal bit here, was my dad introduced me to all this music. He's no longer with us. We butt heads a lot on things. We didn't have the greatest relationship. I don't want to get too personal here, but the one thing we could bond on was music. And he introduced me to a lot of this stuff. And a lot of the stuff that I've gotten into since he didn't like or wasn't into. So he kind of started me out on this journey of exploring this older music. So that's my top 5 reasons why I, a kind of a younger guy, love older music. And I love newer music too, but this is where my heart is in music. Subscribe!